Yeah, let's jump right into some high school football. Give us your take on last weekend. We already talked to your cohort Mike McGarry as well as Kevin Minnick from the Courier Post. And what a great weekend of high school football! All those games at Rowan University and some really exciting championship games.
Absolutely. And I know we talked about him earlier in the season, but Bo Melton, if he hadn't already had a coming out party before, man, my goodness, what a performance by the Cedar Creek Junior standout. I'll tell you, we've all covered a lot of football games. That was right up there with one of the more exciting, comebacks and the back and forth with Cedar Creek kind of storming back. And you're right, that was an unbelievable weekend of football.
Yeah, he just tweeted out this week that he got another offer, for his fourth offer from Villanova. I'm sure that's not going to be the last by any stretch of the imagination.
That's exactly right. That's going to go into double digits soon in terms of the college offers from Mellon. Just an electrifying guy, and he's got the measurables too. He's a tough kid, but he's one of those guys when you watch him play, he's just got that something that he can just kind of turn a game on its head at any time, break free, get in the open field. And he's the last guy you want to see in the open field if you're an opposing tackler kind of thing.
It was kind of funny. I was on the sideline of West Deptford for a little bit in the third quarter, and I heard one of their players say, "Man, that Melton kid, he's tough to tackle."
Well, I have a lot of good friends on the Cedar Creek coaching staff. Coach Isgro, Coach Dave Martin, Coach was wrestling with me over at Galloway Township Middle School there, and they were saying at halftime it was funny because they really never doubted themselves. And I know he didn't score, but that last play when Melton had the 67-yard run and fell just a couple inches short of scoring a touchdown, that kind of just let them know, that they had it in them because that was their first big play. West Deptford had really been dominating. That kind of just let them know, and then Cedar Creek has, they're a tradition. Team Watson, as intense as he is, great coach, as intense as he is, they like to keep it light a little bit. And those guys were actually dancing at the, listening to music and dancing a little bit at halftime. And one of the NJSIA officials actually walked past and, you could tell he was a little bit confused. They were down 14-0 and they were sitting in there dancing, and they, the coaches were like, "Hey, this is what we do."
Nice. We were talking a little bit of Army Navy earlier. We had Calvin Cass's parents on. He's a former St. Augustine Hermit who's playing for the Naval Academy. What a cool day over there in Philly. You got to be pumped up for this and to see Calvin play for the Naval Academy against Army. What a great weekend for college football, and seeing these service members, the whole stadium, filled with fans and cadets and midshipmen. Talk about that a little bit, and some of your memories of this game. It's such a cool thing every December to kind of finish up the regular season of college football.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Just one of the coolest games, in the world of college football nowadays, where, it's all recruiting and 5-star this and 3-star that, and, all the recruiting services and huddle video and stuff like that. This is still the coolest rivalry, probably in all of sports. I mean, the stuff that these guys do, obviously, amazing stuff on the field with what they accomplish, but that's obviously not their priority. These guys are going on to fight, protect us and serve the country kind of thing. One of my earliest memories of it, at Old Vet Stadium, they held the game there for years and years and years, but I had won like a little class trip or something like that in 8th grade, here in Galloway Township, where we kind of took some of the top gym students or something in class to go up there in the field. We got to go on the old field at Vet Stadium as they were like painting the end zones and stuff like that. And it was just really cool to then, kind of turn it on and see the end zones painted and stuff for TV. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Just what an unbelievably cool rivalry. Forget your Alabamas and bowl games and all that stuff. I'll take Army Navy all day. Absolutely amazing stuff.
Nice. Let's talk a little high school wrestling. What's going on with Absegami? You feeding some good wrestlers from GTMS over into that program?
Absolutely. I love giving my guys a shout out. Yeah, very, very proud of what we've accomplished here at Galloway Township Middle School. Started a program 3 or 4 years ago. A lot of help from the community, a lot of great sponsors, a lot of great wrestling people stepped up and helped us out getting that going. And now, we've got great numbers. We had 79 guys come out for the program this year.
Wow.
Yeah, very proud of that. Everybody who kind of wants to be a part of it. We're defending league champions, got a lot of individual champions at our league tournament. And it is, I'm proud to say, Absegami, hopefully you're going to start to see them kind of coming back up. They're getting a lot more guys. And also the other area schools. We've got a couple guys at Holy Spirit, Cedar Creek, St. Augustine, things like that. So it's just the more wrestling, the better. I kind of, just as a wrestling guy, and a lot of the people that supported us for that were guys that were, different schools. I mean, Pat Darcy from Darcy Johnson Day, just a great wrestling guy. Even Holy Spirit head coach Ralph Colon was very helpful. Guys like that, wrestling people, it's a cool community, man. Wrestling people, they want to see wrestling build up in all areas, not just, there's not too many selfish wrestling people out there. Everybody kind of wants to see it build up and get better. And, South Jersey always fighting that good fight on the state level, in light of, you saw, I'm sure, the vote recently to possibly separate the publics and the non-publics and things like that. That's kind of a North Jersey problem sprung on South Jersey schools. But, us down here in South Jersey love rooting for our South Jersey guys.
What are you looking forward to most this wrestling season? Give us a little bit of insider information. Who are some of the guys you're looking to watch? I know the Beast of the East is coming up. You got the Marinelli tournament at Egg Harbor Township. Who are you looking for early in the season to kind of keep your eye on it in high school wrestling in South Jersey?
Yeah, I hate to say more of the same, but because you never know in wrestling who's going to kind of come out of nowhere, who was working hard in the off season and took a lot of steps in the right direction kind of thing. But, it's kind of St. Augustine appears to be the big favorite in the American Conference and Buena Regional. Even though they graduated a lot of talented guys, they bring back a lot in the National. In terms of St. Augustine, I know I keep gushing about these guys, but
you got a little man crush on the Hermits going on this year.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, they do a heck of a nice job. And forget being built around a couple of superstars kind of thing. I mean, they put a tough kid, a state level kid out there at almost every weight class. They bring back Reed White, Nick Clark, a couple guys committed to Campbell University in the off season. A lot of football guys, Jim Brady, Jose Tabora. Those guys are huge coming out, up top. Ryan Lind is back, Steven Schwab down low. I mean, they've just got tough guy on top of tough guy. They're going to be tough for just about anybody to beat. And then Buena, like I said, even though they graduated a few tough guys and everything, those guys, that's just a tough program out there. They find a way to reload. They bring back Jake Maxwell, who kind of came out of nowhere to finish in the place in the state last year, as well as Antonio Rodriguez, one of the most talented heavyweights in the area, if not the state, and Mason Bressel, Tim Suter. They've got a few guys back, so look out for the Chiefs as well in the National Conference. One
team I'm going to be keeping my eye on is Mainland Regional. They've really come up the last couple of years, and a couple of really top-level guys who kind of have to get themselves healthy from the football season, in Colin Roberts and Justin Bishop. Bishop, obviously, with the shoulder injury, we might not see him until maybe mid-January or whatever. But talk about that program a little bit and sort of one of the programs on the rise in the Cape Atlantic League.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. They've got a lot of tough guys back. You're right. Unfortunately, they were dinged up pretty good, maybe as well as anyone coming out of football season. A lot of football players, just the toughness and the grit kind of thing. A lot of those guys are good wrestlers. There's no secret there, and vice versa. A lot of wrestlers, it helps you in the sports. One hand washes the other. Those are some tough guys. But yeah, Bishop with the shoulder injury, that's going to be tough. He's going to miss some time, I would imagine, and that makes it tough in wrestling. But I wouldn't put it past a guy like him to come back. Colin Roberts, you're right, up top, kind of came out of nowhere last season. I remember him and Connor Agostino being, double-digit seeds just about at the tournament there and coming out of nowhere in a wide-open class.
That's going to be an awesome matchup if that happens again in region finals.
I was going to say, those guys had a couple epic battles last year. And then Sean Lynch. I mean, Mainland's got a few tough guys. They graduated a couple, but they bring back almost their entire team. And I would put them right there with, Absegami and a couple other teams in terms of the top challengers to the threat. Absolutely.
Good stuff, Oak. We'll be talking a lot more high school wrestling throughout the winter. Hope you'll be joining us here on pretty much a nearly weekly basis. I know there's a big contingent of wrestling fans want to hear about your take and all these guys as we get started with that pretty soon here. So thanks again for joining us, and we'll keep in touch throughout the winter about high school wrestling. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Dave. Always love talking to me some wrestling.
Yeah, we'll have to get you on for like a half-hour segment or something.
I like it. All
right, man. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Have a great holiday.
Thanks, Oak. Appreciate it. That was John O'Kane from the Press of Atlantic City. Big-time wrestling guy. We're going to be talking to him throughout the winter.